Who was Maxim Dadashev? Maxim Dadashev, born September 30, 1990. He lived 28 plus years in this world. Born in St. Petersburg, Russia, he made his professional debut April 2nd, 2016. He won that fight by knockout. So who is Maxim Dadashev? Well, prior to this, the young man had 280 wins and 20 losses as an amateur. Fantastic amateur record. He had the same dream many fighters such as Raimundo Beltran had. He wanted to be a champion, and he wanted to do it as an American citizen. So who was Maxim Dadashev? He was a husband and a father, as well as a son himself. He was a brother. He leaves his wife Elizabeth and his son Daniel to carry on his name. Who was Maxim Dadashev? He was a fighter, and a good one at that. He was undefeated and fighting for a shot at an IBF title. He was a fighter battling through to win the 8th round while probably suffering brain damage. That, my friends, is a fighter. So who was Maxim Dadashev? He was a guy nicknamed Mad Max. He had a full beard and had tattoos with Zeus and the Gladiator on his body. He said Zeus can do anything and the Gladiator can fight. Yes, he could. He shaved his beard, probably at the request of his opponent's team. So who was Maxim Dadashev? He was a man who began reading children's books to help as he learned English. He was a man who played chess to improve himself mentally. He told ESPN, quote, "After this fight, I will send my documents for the green card." He wanted to be an American. Who was Maxim Dadashev? Well, he had 11 knockouts and 13 wins prior to Friday, and had a professional victory over Antonio DeMarco last year in Las Vegas. Who was Maxim Dadashev? He had an older brother who boxed, but decided to quit the sport. Maxim went with his father to see the older brother fight and took a liking to the sport of boxing. So who really was Maxim Dadashev? He was a person, that's who. And a person who mattered in this world. I get sick and tired when people email me and text me when a celebrity dies. Michael Jackson died, oh my God. Tupac died, oh my goodness. Did you hear Penny Marshall died? That's so sad. Burt Reynolds passed away. I can't believe it. I loved him. But the people who leave these posts on Facebook and Twitter, or who call or text me, have one thing in common. You don't know any of these damn people, so who cares? I'm looking at a newspaper at the obituaries right now, and I see Edna Sandler died. I also see Anna Alexis died. Yeah, she died too. And look here, Earlene Harvey died. It was congestive heart failure. And then William Ray Sr. died. Also congestive heart failure. And if you're wondering who these people are, I'll tell you this much. You don't know them. My point is, people die every day. People will say, man, I can't believe what they're doing to R. Kelly. But people say that because they like his music, or they saw him live in concert and enjoyed the show. But we don't know these people. Robert Kelly is a sick man. Michael Jackson was a sick man. You can love their music as much as you want, but you don't know them. You just think you know them because they are your heroes, and then you worship them and whatever they do. Whether it's music, whether it's acting, whether it's comedy, you name it. But Edna Sandler and William Ray Sr. and Anna Alexis and Maxim Dadashev were people whose lives mattered also. But nobody's going through the obituaries and texting me or leaving Facebook messages about any of them, with the exception of Maxim. Nobody's texting me and saying how great a businesswoman Sandler was, or how Mr. Ray was a great civil rights activist, or how Miss Alexis was a teacher for 50 years and how many lives she changed. I don't get those text messages. But when the next celebrity dies, they'll text me and tweet all day about them. So who was Maxim Dadashev? We know he wasn't Muhammad Ali. People won't talk about him a year from now and talk about how great he was. No. He's yesterday's news. He's tomorrow's news. And then he'll be forgotten. 5 years from now, nobody will write a 5-year anniversary story on him to remember his career like they'll do Ali. Maxim will be forgotten in a few days to a week from now. And nothing else will be said other than by those who knew him. You catch my drift? By those who knew him. We think we know famous actors and actresses and athletes, but we don't. We defend them because they've entertained us. But why don't we grab a newspaper each day and look at the obituaries to see the accomplishments of those who died? Why don't we do that? A lot of times you'll see a picture of someone in your neighborhood in the obituaries whose name you never knew, but you saw almost every day. The stuff you never asked them about, and you'll read a story. You'll read their obituary and you'll be amazed by some of the things they did. Things you never asked them about when they were alive, because you didn't want to know someone you always saw around your neighborhood. You wanted to know those people you see on TV. You wanted to know Robert Kelly and Burt Reynolds and Tupac Shakur. Maxim won't get a show done about his life like Tupac though, or Robert Kelly. But we know those people, don't we? Or at least we think we do, if we're honest with ourselves. Who was Maxim Dadashev? He was a guy who we should learn more about. A man who came to America with little more than $40 in his pocket. He was a man who wanted to live the dream you've been living your entire life. And he wanted to do it the right way, by earning it. Maxim was on his way to attaining his goals. He did more in 28 years than a lot of people do in twice that time. His life ended before he reached those goals. But just like he did in the ring last Friday, he would have never stopped trying to get the job done. Catch you later.